Good evening, child. Not sure how you ended up here, but the algorithm landed you at the right place at the right time. The algorithm knows. I will share a myth with you, my gift to you. It's important that you pay attention. This tale will use the world of darkness, Vampire the Masquerade, and even cyberpunk universe as a vehicle, but the underlying message is more important. The mutation of these themes into one was once unavoidable, but now it's imminent. It's a result of their co-evolution and how our world changed. Believe me when I say this tale will be darker than Vanta Black in a lightless universe. The Masquerade is dead, but no one noticed. The Singularity is happening, but it's haunted. The apocalypse has occurred, but it looked like a quarterly report. Lastly, even if the old gods walk among us, people will just see whatever they want to see whenever they are ready to see it. You will hear about post-human perspectives, power, history, meaning on the edge between myth and science, and of course, vampires and the machines. It's a handful for sure, but extracting the essence of before said vehicles is crucial, even for the initiated. So chapter 1. A little history behind these stories. To start off, both Vampire the Masquerade, which was created in 1991, and Cyberpunk 2020, which was created in 1988, emerged in the late Cold War postmodern world. And let's face it, the Cold War ends, but nothing feels resolved. The Berlin Wall fell and the USSR collapsed. People expected peace, prosperity, and clarity. Instead, the 1990s brought us global capitalism in overdrive, without shared morality. Colossal cultural fragmentation, lacking grand narrative. It's a technological acceleration with a disconnection. Surveillance, corporatism, social decay, anything but freedom. This triggered what French philosopher Jean Baudrillard called the death of the real. We didn't defeat the enemy, we absorbed them. Now there are no villains and no heroes either. And the 2020s didn't become either. COVID brought us measurable social decay, and there is a horrifying, savage, low high-tech war going on circa 600 miles, no matter where you live. That's like 1,000 kilometers. And of course, there is the rise of the self-improving savant machines, doing their distributed matrix operations on an absurd scale. What Jean-François said about postmodernism is defined by the end of meta-narratives. Big stories that give life meaning, God, nation, progress, ideology. Obviously, humans cannot handle truth on a large scale. Alienation of meaning needs art. To illustrate, look no further than your local war zone. Regardless how big or small, actual, figurative, we require new myth to keep our humanity alive. Thus here we are. As we looked inward, we found monsters and machines. Vampire the Masquerade became the Bible with its cathedrals, blood rites, and aristocracy, whereas Cyberpunk became the prophecy of data, prosthetics, and megacities. They both meet in the present, in a dark alley lit by neon, haunted by memories. The soul became the battlefield, and neither a vampire nor a netrunner can go back to who they were. It's a deeply post-human melancholic ballad. In Vampire, the soul betrays, in Cyberpunk, the body betrays. I am very glad that we have reached common ground. Chapter 2. A perfect storm for the digital Gehenna and the nature of gods. The Gehenna, the end of all things. A prophecy with many interpretations in Vampire the Masquerade universe. Some suspect it's a ruse, some it's a conspiration, others believe it to the teeth. A literal red star appear on dark skies, and ancient kindred gods, antediluvians, aka the founding fathers of the clans, will return. Or maybe the thin bloods, this is the dilution or bloodline entropy, will take over and put end to this curse. To be honest, I am not familiar with the lore and I don't give about anybody's approval. I came to ask you this question. What if all of those became irrelevant once the Kindred's curse meets the machine's mirror? The mirror which was called upon by humanity. The Masquerade phrase not with fire but with metadata, the soul or blood resonance, becomes measurable, editable. The kiss can be reversed, studied, replicated. Diablerie could be digitized. Anonymity, a key cornerstone of keeping the narrative under control, is getting ever so elusive, to the point of absurdity. And so does the mystique of being a vampire. There is a tipping point where everything makes sense, just around humanity's escape velocity towards singularity, a convergence point of biological, spiritual, a digital collapse into one system, a singular technological revolution that sounds the alarms, a breakthrough that allows scanning, storing, modifying subjective human experience, memories, emotions, spiritual states. So hereby I present you soul mapping via neural interface. Your grandpa can now run on a single Google Colab instance. A soul once sacred now streams 60 frames per second. The Kindred, of course, are not blind. They saw this coming. But just like the Brooklyn Bridge is being eaten away slowly by rust, their politics, their grudges, and their myth kept them distracted long enough. They watched humanity erode until they forgot that their once golden age is about to give out with a corroding snap. This news instilled general uneasiness in the zeitgeist. Regardless if they take action, just the psychic pressure alone is enough to wrestle their ancestors awake. The nature of these ancient gods, just like any other entity outside of our knowledge, is ambiguous at best. Closest analogy might be a four-dimensional being. We cannot comprehend their powers, we can just only speculate. They manifest as aberration in our reality, often as a supernatural phenomena or system glitches. They embody the sins of vampire existence: hunger, ambition, betrayal, parasitism. Their return isn't vengeance. Instead, it's an inevitable consequence of everything which the Kindred have ever done. When they wake, they don't say, "I am here to destroy you." No, they say, "You made me. You carried me in your blood. You fed mortals to me like cattle, called it power, called it need. You are me. Now, face it." Case on point, they did not ask to be awakened. They are just like sleepers smelling smoke. They didn't had a choice. This reframes Gehenna's true purpose as a last-ditch effort, a hostile recolonization by the originators of blood, because technology destroys mysticism. The antediluvians wake because they must reassert myth before it vanishes into code. The machines don't care about stories. It controls, records, quantifies. Gehenna was never about death. Gehenna was the moment where the story no longer needed us to tell it. Chapter 3. profit. But corporations don't fear vampires or old gods. Their main concern is loss of control, or losing their customer base. As a matter of fact, whatever we fear as humans on an existential scale, for them it's a single row on a shoddy risk register Excel sheet as part of their ISO 9001 framework. Does it sound weirdly specific? Well, that's because I give you my word as a veteran corpo rat that it's the fucking truth. Been there, done that. Each risk item is as simple as eliminate, mitigate, transfer, do jack shit, do nothing, or, and the last one is the best one, exploit for opportunities. So let me hit you with this one. Profit survives. Even if the old gods wake up, somebody will try to IPO them. Yeah, laugh, fucking laugh. Laugh as much as you want. Now corps can issue immortal contracts for the masquerade maintenance with full PR package. PR cleaning, digital camouflage, blood supply logistics. As a side benefit, they get endless R&D subjects as they create something which they call exciting new market opportunities. Oh, and if a client should threaten the market stability, they might trigger their Gehenna insurance clause. If things get too mythic. So boy oh boy, climbing the corporate ladder just became so much fun. Your client never dies, your boss at best lives on, which seems like eons, but don't fucking bother to ask what happened to the poor sales rep Janet. It was cheaper to let her to be drained and cough up the insurance or lawsuit money than to face the customer's wrath or possible termination of contract with the company. We can't lose that client, can't we? And of course, the big corp will come around next quarter and with a huge smile saying that employee attrition is nominal, revenue is up, company values, and all that bullcrap. Come on, don't gasp, cheer! They might even throw a little GoFundMe for her funeral. You know the type. Coworkers with trembling hands, Vimo out, tens and hundreds. But the account operations manager has to drop 100,000 because the donor list is public, and he let the situation escalate. For a reason, of course, only hushed whispers from HR could tell the true story, but a swift cognitive dissonance takes over as soon as they check their bank account. Upon seeing from where their paycheck is coming from, they gently reminded to serve the company, never the employee. Rest in peace, Janet. They are all psychos, all of them. Nice work on the customer engagement though. I have to wrap up my story for today. In the comments, don't forget to send the emotional support bets. Thank you. See you soon.